Welcome back to the Bloom and Beyond podcast. We're continuing our emotional well-being in midlife series, which is the final week of our 4-week midlife journey. In our last episode, we talked about understanding your changing feelings in midlife, why emotions can feel bigger, closer to the surface, or harder to manage during perimenopause and menopause. Today, we're going a little deeper into what's driving those emotional shifts, specifically the connection between hormones, stress, and emotional resilience. If you felt more anxious, overwhelmed, emotionally drained, or less able to bounce back than you used to, there's a very real reason, and it's not a personal failing. Before I begin, I want to share I'm a certified health and wellness coach and a menopause coach. I have training in sustainable nutrition and senior fitness. I'm not a medical doctor or a dietitian, so anything I share with you here is meant to empower you, so you feel confident asking questions and advocating for yourself with your healthcare provider. Before you make any changes to your health routine, please talk with your doctor about what's right for you. So now, let's get started. How do hormones affect emotional resilience? Hormones like estrogen and progesterone don't just regulate the reproductive system, they directly affect our brains. Estrogen supports serotonin, which affects mood stability, dopamine, that affects motivation and pleasure, and emotional regulation. Progesterone has a calming effect on the nervous system, and it helps buffer stress. During midlife, these hormones fluctuate and they often decline, which can lead to increased anxiety, irritability, lower stress tolerance, and emotional fatigue. This doesn't mean that you're losing control. It means that your brain chemistry is adjusting and it needs more intentional support. And know that stress hits different in midlife. Many women notice that stress feels heavier than it used to, and things that once rolled off your back may now feel extremely overwhelming. That's because midlife stress often layers hormonal change, ongoing responsibilities, emotional labor, and chronic pressure. At the same time, the body becomes more sensitive to cortisol, our stress hormone. When cortisol stays elevated for long periods, emotions feel sharper, anxiety increases, sleep suffers. And this is not weakness, it's physiology. Many women ask, why do I feel like I can't handle things the way that I used to? Well, midlife often reduces the body's ability to suppress emotions. Instead of pushing feelings down, your nervous system begins asking for boundaries, rest, emotional honesty, and change. This can feel destabilizing, but it can also be deeply clarifying. Emotional sensitivity in midlife is often a sign that your body is asking for alignment, not failure. So, what does emotional resilience really mean? Resilience doesn't mean never feeling emotional. It means recovering more gently, supporting yourself through stress, recognizing your limits, and responding with compassion instead of judgment. In midlife, resilience shifts from pushing through to supporting yourself differently. That's growth, not decline. Now let's discuss some small shifts that support resilience. You don't need to overhaul your life to support emotional resilience. Gentle supports can include regular meals to stabilize your blood sugar, movement that calms rather than exhausts, adequate sleep, saying no more often, and creating emotional space. Resilience grows when your nervous system feels supported, not pressured. So in our final episode of this emotional well-being series, We're going to talk about gentle ways to support emotional well-being in midlife without fixing yourself or forcing that positivity. We'll explore nervous system calming, emotional self-care that actually helps, and releasing the expectation to hold it all together. If stress feels heavier and emotions feel closer to the surface right now, please hear this. You're not failing, you're not weak, and you are not alone. Your body is asking for a different kind of care, one that's rooted in compassion and not pressure. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in our next episode as we explore gentle ways to support emotional well-being in midlife.